Hello everyone, it is Echo Music and I am back for another 911 Lone Star episode review. Today we're going to be talking about episode 413 titled Open, and we're going to be talking about mainly the Kendra and Owen storyline on top of Grace's storyline. So let's get started.
Kendra's married.
Happily. So they say.
Why does this keep happening?
Wow, so you're in a throuple, Cap?
Not exactly. Kendra and I have an open marriage. We love each other deeply, but everyone knows monogamy's dead.
Is it?
No, but you will be.
We figure why keep beating a dead horse when you can invite a new stallion into the barn?
Oh God. No. It's all very modern and evolved.
Sounds like wife swapping.
I don't have a wife to swap.
You're the only one who doesn't, evidently.
Well, I should trot. Thanks for the glasses. See you back at the stables.
Oh, unclutch your pearls. It's not that outrageous. Go on, get back to work. Oh, well.
I gotta hand it to you, Cap. You're a bigger man than me. I could never, do it with a guy.
Well, as it turns out, Kendra is already married. Like father, like son. I mean, first you saw TK get the news that Carlos is married at the beginning of the season and now his father. At least with TK, Carlos wasn't actively seeing his wife. He was only married in name only. Kendra, on the other hand, has an open marriage. According to her husband, Brett, he says monogamy is dead. I mean, I disagree with that, and clearly others like TK and Judd, who are in a happy and beautiful, loving relationship, agree with me. Mateo, on the other hand, well, I think, Nancy, it's time for you to dump him. I'm sorry, but I'm not a fan of that relationship. Anyways, clearly Owen has some issues with it, and he's going to probably end up breaking up with Kendra.
I should probably take this.
Of course.
Hey, Gabriel, what's up?
Owen, sorry to call so late, but this couldn't wait till morning. I heard that you and your team responded to a 911 call at the Harrington estate today?
Yeah, well, I've never seen anything like that.
Well, I'm going to need to talk to you about that.
Okay, why?
When a man as rich and influential as Brett Harrington dies suddenly, questions get asked.
I think he went by Collier.
He did. It's the Harrington name that matters.
Look, are you calling me because I was there or because I was dating the wife?
Well, that is the trouble, Owen. You're not dating the wife. You're dating the widow. And we don't think it was an accident.
I was there.
And somebody was there before you. The prelim toxicology report came back. He had a neurotoxin in his system.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it looks like your girlfriend's husband was poisoned. We're officially investigating this case as a homicide. Just thought you should know.
Well, later on in the episode, Kendra's husband dies. He froze to death. And then Owen thought it would be the absolute brilliant idea to do CPR on him. And that cracked his chest quite open. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still traumatized by that. I mean, thank you, Lone Star. Thank you. Anyways, at the end of the episode, Owen gets a call from Gabriel. If you don't remember who Gabriel is a Texas Ranger and Carlos's father. And as it turns out, Kendra's husband was poisoned. So this has turned now into a homicide investigation. And well, it looks like Kendra might be the suspect. Kendra did kind of wish her husband would freeze to death right before he did. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I don't think Kendra actually killed her husband. I mean, she's obviously the obvious suspect. And it would actually be no fun to watch if it was her. I mean, I want some sort of shocking plot twist that I don't see coming. And so, fingers crossed, I'm correct, and I get a plot twist that I want. I'm also excited to see Owen and Gabriel work together again. I do love it when I get to see investigations with Gabriel, and I just hope that this time around, Tarlos doesn't get hurt in the meantime because of it.
After lunch, he was fine. Is he breathing?
Please, baby, wake up. Benjamin, baby, please.
Mom, I need you to listen to me. Is Dad breathing?
No. I mean, I don't know. Grace, I don't know what to do.
Grandma will be right there, okay, sweetheart?
Mommy.
Let Charlie cry, okay? I need you not to fuss right now, and I need you to listen to me. Is Daddy on his back?
He's so back. Oh, come on, we're gonna lose him.
Mom, I need you to listen to me, okay? Is Dad on his back
Grace.
right now? What?
I'm taking over this call.
Mrs. Williams? This is Sarah Ortiz. I work with your daughter.
Where's Grace?
She's right here. Is your husband on his back?
Yes.
Good. EMTs are on their way. While we wait, we're gonna do compressions. Do you know CPR?
I took a course, but it was a long time ago.
We'll do it together. I need you to put your right palm over the back.
So this was also a big episode for Grace. In this episode, her father ends up in the hospital after suffering a massive heart attack, and now he might not wake up. You see her really struggle with guilt and regret this episode. So if you don't remember, a few seasons ago, Grace found out that her father was having an affair, but she could never bring herself to tell her mom about it. I can't imagine having to have this secret with you for years and not being able to say anything. I mean, obviously Judd knew, so at least she could have confided in Judd, but still having to keep that from your mom had to have been so difficult. Anyways, you see throughout this episode the regret that she feels because she is so upset with her father after what happened that she says some things that maybe shouldn't have been said. I think one important message to take away with this episode is to not leave things unsaid. Always make sure that your loved ones know that you love them because the next day isn't guaranteed. You saw this with Grace, and you kind of also saw it with Kendra after she told her husband to freeze to death, and then he literally does. I went through an experience like this week. My cat of 15 years passed away. I knew something was wrong with him, but none of us in my family thought it was so bad that we couldn't at least take him home from the vet for a few weeks to give him a little bit of extra loving. We were wrong though. Luckily for me, I take heart knowing that the night before he passed away, he spent the time on my lap and I was giving him cuddles and telling him how much I love and care for him. Nothing was left unsaid to my cat, and he passed away knowing that I love him. And I know it's just a cat, but for me, my pets are my family. They're a huge part of my life. So I'm glad that he went away knowing that I love him.
Light up your face with gladness and hide every trace of sadness. Although it's here, maybe ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Luckily, after a beautiful rendition of Smile between Grace and her sisters, her father wakes up. I really hope we get to see more of Grace's sisters because I want to hear them sing together more often. I mean, the harmonies were just out of this world. And that makes sense because in real life, they're actually sisters. Also, I'm glad that Grace now gets this do-over. Turns out, Grace's mom already knew about the affair. There are no more secrets. Now Grace can go on rebuilding her relationship with her father. So now let's talk about my top 5. Unfortunately, this episode did not place in my top 5 favorite 911 Lone Star episodes. It was an emotional and very relatable episode, but it was not an edge in my seat worthy episode to make my top 5. Now, again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and stay tuned next week for another 911 Lone Star episode review.